It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And it is Wizard basketball tonight as the Washington Wizards go up against the Dallas Mavericks. And guys, for the Mavericks, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And the Dallas Mavericks with plenty of turnover in their roster. This is the time that some teams go for the full rebuild, tear it up, start from scratch. Is that going to happen in Big D?
No, I think the Mavericks expect to compete. I just think they can pursue a couple of younger talented guys. I thought they did a good job. Injuries hurt them.
Well, you know, under the tutelage of Mark Cuban, they have a lot of pride. You know, they've been so good for so long, they find ways to win basketball games.
And thanks for joining us as we head courtside to Kevin Harlan. For that reason, I'm out.
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Dallas Mavericks come in for this one. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us, and from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Take a look at the Wizards. They return victorious from an undefeated road trip back to the loving embrace of their hometown faithful.
Look, the home fans get an opportunity here to see their team during this long homestand.
And so off the tip, it's Washington's ball. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Mavericks, Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
First free throw is good. And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end to end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better. Coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild, the first time in a long time for the Mavs, and they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, you know they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
Here is Matthews after marching Gortat's bucket. Barnes against Porter. Nice D from Porter. And it's Washington's ball. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
I'm proud of the way they hustled and essentially gutted out a victory, even though things always weren't going their way.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And Beal kicks to Gortat. Passes it to Morris. Again, the Wizards score.
Morris is excellent at cashing in on the catch and shoot. I mean, he's terrific at firing off the pass.
Matthews a screen on Wall. Nowitzki a screen. Jacks up a three. Cans it from downtown.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
For Washington, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Pass to Beal. Morris with a screen on Matthews. Here's Beal. Gortat. The Mavericks pull it in. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Wizards team.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
And that makes it interesting. They don't know each other all that well, so we should see a lot of in-game adjustments.
Nowitzki, no good.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger. And you really got to appreciate Wall. I mean, always surveying the floor. Just wonderful recognition when his teammates are open.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Noel, a screen on Wall. Kicks to Noel. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Lays it up and banks it in.
Oh, the lightning quick reflexes of Porter, they're just outstanding. Crafty at coming up with steals.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Matthews. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Matthews has got his first points of the game.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And it's Gortat finishing it off.
Look how fast Wall got that over. I mean, when his teammates have a clean shot at the basket, he's going to find it.
And so here is Dallas after the basket by Washington. Nowitzki a screen. And Matthews kicks to Barnes. That shot off. Nice D from Porter. Feeds it to Wall. Over Smith. Tries again. Tries again. And there's the nice layup by Gortat. Gortat's got 6.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Beal against Matthews. Dishes to Noel. Nowitzki up top. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Nowitzki's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Now here's Porter coming off a stellar performance against Toronto. There's the pass to Morris. 5 to shoot. Morris with the screen for Beal. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Smith with it. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. And still, Chris, a lot of games left. Talk about the marathon of an 82-game season. Boy, it seems like a lot.
Man, you have to control your emotions. You have to control your energy. It is grueling with so many ups and downs of the seasons. There's so many momentum changes for you and for others that you have to keep a constant focus. And so 82 games, you know, college, that's about 30 games. And so if you're a rookie, you're playing about 3 of those seasons. And even if you're a veteran, you're going to get tired right before All-Star break. So how do you manage your body? How do you recuperate? How do you keep focus on those tough, cold nights during the winter? That all takes part in becoming a great player.
Yeah, real balancing act for sure.
It is a balancing act. It's how do you figure out balancing your mind, balancing your focus, and then balancing your body, staying off your legs.
Here's Wall. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Here's Gortat, and the rejection by Noel.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Here's Matthews. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough, too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and he truly is what I'd call a culture builder.
Free throw, good. Matthews. And Chris, you spent a handful of years in Washington. When you look back to that time in your career, is there a favorite moment that stands out to you?
Well, it was early in my career when I was with Washington, and I learned a lot about the league. And I think ending the Washington playoff drought that they have been in for so many years was part of the reason why I wanted to go there, and that was a lot of fun. Making my first All-Star team as well was pretty cool.
And a wide open look for Porter. That's good. And so Wall with the assist.
When Porter first came into the league, he didn't have this shot. Now he's a knockdown perimeter shooter.
Nowitzki a screen. Here's Matthews. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. Wizards leading by 3. Left side, Wall. And the slam dunk by Wall.
Wall is a tenacious warrior. He's a high-flying dunking machine, especially off the drive, thanks to his leap ability.
Smith outside. He kicks it to Barnes. He dishes it to Noel. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, both teams have come out with solid offensive strategies, and then, of course, guys are finishing.
Now, here's Wall. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Raptors in Toronto.
Okay, and 4 steals on the night. He relished being a major disruption on the defensive end.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
Free throw, good. Matthews. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahinmi's checked in for Gortat. Mike Scott comes in for Markieff Morris. Oubre's checked in for Porter. And it's Frazier in for John Wall. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Measury, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Barnes. And Barea subbed in for Smith. A lot of history here with the Wizards and Washington. A lot of great players have worn the jersey, yourself included, Chris. Do you have a favorite Wizard or Bullet player you like to watch?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. Juwan Howard. I loved watching him go to work in that great All-Star season that he had. Wes Unseld. He's had a huge influence on so many bigs. Elvin Hayes, I mean, his name is all over the franchise record book. So many players. John Wall now.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Frazier kicks to Oubre. Meeks on the wing. He's covered by Matthews. The dish to Frazier. And Scott has it in the corner. Wizards passing it around. Clock is at 3. A shot by Frazier, no good. Here's Dallas. They're on a 13-5 run. Matthews. Second chance shot. The shot by Powell, no good.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and D is ready for it.
Teardrop shot. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Now, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
The Wizards shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Curry's checked in.
One shot.
Free throw no good for Frazier. And Chris, power forwards today shoot a lot more three-pointers. If you played today, I think you'd be incredibly effective in that role. How do you think you'd be in that role?
Oh, yeah, I think that that's something I would definitely have fun and relished in. I did shoot threes a couple of seasons in Washington and was pretty successful at that, but the style of play was just so different then. Big men were asked to stay in the post, and there was a lot more work in the post, a lot more pressure on the big guy to get to the free throw line to wear down the defense. So the whole game was different then. The big man kind of ruled the game. Today it's a point guard's game, and so what's great is I'd have to step out to give the point guard a lot more room to drive, to take a shot blocker away, or because there aren't any shot blockers. And so I definitely would love to hang out in that corner and shoot that easy 3, or at the top after the pick and roll and pop right back. That would have been a lot of fun. Plus, it would give you freedom, because when you can shoot that Jimmy like that and you got a nice wet jump shot, it allows that pump fake to work all day. So I would have pump fake a lot from that three-point line and dunked on a lot of people. So that would have been fun to have that freedom as they do today. Just like it's fun watching these young guys let it fly from that three-point line.
Here's Curry after the basket by Washington. Mejri, the pass to Curry. Dallas needs to get off a shot. No good that time. And it's Washington the other way. Over in the corner, Meeks. We've got 1:55 left in the first. And that one is good.
The float is a tough shot, even when you're that close to the bucket.
There's 1:47 left in the first quarter of the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Finney-Smith kicks to Barea, and he hits the jump shot. We've got 1:28 left here in the opening quarter. Over to the left wing. Outside, Scott. Over to the wing. Frazier dishes to Mahimi. Shoots over Mejri. Mejri with the rebound.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And the dunk by Powell.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Frazier kicks to Meeks. Out left to the wing. Frazier outside. Scott with the screen on Barea. Here's Frazier. It's deflected. Outside Curry. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Meeks outside. Washington gets it back. Mahimi reverses, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. It's his first trip to the line.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good for Mahinmi. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
Barea against Frazier. There's the feed to Powell. Shot clock at 6. No good from 18. Meeks. The shot misses. Tie game in Washington. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And John Wall spoke prior to the game. He talked about the identity of the Wizards team.
Defensively, just being that gritty and grimy team that makes it tough for teams to score in the paint. I think we can be a very great team.
The Wizards not exactly the first team that you think of when it comes to gritty and grimy team defense, but maybe he's really got a point here in how tough the Washington defense can be.
And you don't get there without the defense. I'm especially impressed that Wall has that mindset.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Hustling on that offensive glass. That's led to a number of second chance points.
Well, obviously that was the game plan coming in. Be physical right off the rip.
On the floor for Dallas, Mejri is out there with Powell. Then it's Curry. Then there's J.J. Barea, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. Chris, there have been some great 6 men on the teams that you played with, but right now, who do you feel are some of the best of the bunch coming off the bench and in the NBA right now?
Well, 2 of my rookies, 2 guys I got to play with, Andre Iguodala, I think he's always going to be kind of that perennial top for 6th man of the year. He and another guy that was a rookie with him, and that's Lou Williams. He can just get buckets at any time that he needs to. And you look at a guy like a Patty Mills coming off the bench for the Spurs, and you don't have to necessarily do it with volume or with quantity, but it's also your quality of minutes. And I think that Patty Mills is someone that can definitely light it up in a flash. And these 3 guys, anytime you have them coming off the bench for you, you're going to have some firepower.
And the Wizards making a change here. Beal's checked in. And both free throws good for Curry.
Well, when you look at this Washington team, the strength clearly lies in that backcourt. Wall and Beal, arguably the best backcourt in this league. They are the engine that motors this team with their scoring and playmaking.
Now, here's Oubre. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Curry against Beal. Here's the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. And the Wizards lead by 1. This Washington backcourt of Wall and Beal. Last season, Greg, they were able to both stay healthy, and Wizards fans finally saw just how potent they both could be.
And remember all those rumors how these 2 couldn't coexist? Well, they sure liked existing together last season. I mean, they really carried this group when it mattered, and both just explosive players who are not only leaders, but they're terrific two-way players for this franchise.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in it. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Finney Smith.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
For Washington, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Out to the wing. Oubre, no one around him. And again, Washington with the triple.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Curry. He can't get it to go. Break D that time from Beal. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
And did you notice how each miss fired up the crowd even more? It became a vicious cycle.
Mejri misses. Wizards leading by 4. Frazier kicks to Oubre. Can't connect from short range.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Frazier kicks to Beal. Mahimi, a screen on Curry. To the middle. Mejri with the rebound. Mejri's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Curry outside. Rebound, Washington. Mahimi's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
Well, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
And again, Washington, no good.
No, this has just been a bad shooting game, a horrible shooting game from him.
And stolen by Scott. Here's Oubre. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Mejri's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Curry against Beal. Curry passes to Powell. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Pass to Beal. Scott with the screen on Barea. Here's Beal. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And you could argue Bradley Beal was one of the bigger all-star snubs from last season. It's great to see what he can do when finally healthy, and has always been a dangerous scorer when he's at 100%.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one falls for Beal. And with Beal, and Greg, you brought this up with his help because he hadn't been able really to play a full slate of games in his first 4 years in the NBA.
Yeah, and credit him for dedicating his efforts to improve his health. I mean, was a time when you thought injuries would maybe limit his career, but when he's on the court, he is one of the best we have at that off-guard position, and he's only going to get better. And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
It's stolen by Morris. He feeds it to Wall. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Dallas.
And their offense centered around the 3-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. 4-point game. Smith kicks to Noel. Down low. And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Noel. Nowitzki's got 7. And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
Washington's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And Porter, here we go. To the paint. Beal dishes to Morris. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That just shows you can do everything right sometimes but still get the wrong result.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
That's good from Barnes. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
That one drops. He ties it up.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Wall against Smith. Now, here is Gortat. He's coming off a 10-point game against Toronto.
Oh, and the rebounding spectacular as well. He was in attack mode all night.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
So they take the lead. Nowitzki's got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Right side, Porter over Barnes, and that one hits back iron. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Porter with a block.
Lockdown defense from Porter. He extends out beautifully to come up with these type of rejections.
Passes it to Beal. Kicks the wall. Over Smith. And another miss by Washington. Matthews against Beal. Smith the pass to Matthews. Knocked loose. Porter with the steal. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Dennis Smith.
Oh, you gotta like the aggressiveness of Bill. He's constantly on the attack, solid at picking up fouls on the drive. You watch Bradley Beal play, and it seems like he's been in the league for a long time. And then you see his age, and you're surprised on how young he still is. Younger than most of the top shooting guards in the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And with Beal being so young still, you know, we saw the jump in his production last year, Chris, but he still is on the verge of entering his prime.
Yeah, you think about this. Guards usually hit their prime between 26 and 29 or so. Bill still has some time before he gets to the top of his game. You wonder just what he'll be capable of when that time comes.
And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that How you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth.
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on the team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing that they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
No good on the free throw.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
Good on the second free throw.
And how about the confidence that Smith plays the game with? He knows he's not the biggest guy out there, but that doesn't stop him from being the most aggressive.
Now here's Wall. It's Morris atop the key. Count it. Morris has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Matthews with it. He's guarded by Meeks. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Nice D from Wall.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
The Mavericks trailer. Here's Matthews, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Washington. The Mavericks have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. First one falls for him. And you look back to last season, the Wizards started slow, but something clicked for them halfway through the year, Chris, and they were able to turn things around.
Well, just with all the talk about how the Wizards should rebuild, it seems like they pulled it together. They took some time to get things right with the new coach, and the lead stripe on the team disappeared once they started winning.
He's perfect from the line this time. Washington's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Here's Wall. Basket made. That's his 3rd of the game. He's 3 for 9 now.
Oh, that's the concentration of Wall. Isn't it just remarkable? It's hard to shake when he's that close to the basket.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. The Wizards with the lead. To the middle. Here's Gortat. Missed inside. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Barnes with it. He's picked up by Wall. Noel, a screen on Wall. Up off the screen. A drive by Barnes.
Oh, man, look at Morris. Use his reach to turn away a shot. He's excellent at cornering shooters and sending their shots back.
Now, here's Meeks. He's covered by Matthews. 5 to shoot. Here's Wall. And sticking right with it. Gets the foul with the bucket. And he'll go to the line.
And that's what you want to see. They're doing a good job getting points in the paint here in the second.
I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
One shot, gentlemen.
That one misses for Wall.
If you're talking about the elite passers in the game, John Wall has to be on that list. He's averaged a double-double with assists for several years running. He has vision and knows how to find teammates after defenses collapse on him.
Now, here's Meeks following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Nice ball movement by Washington. Meeks dishes to Morris. Over Smith. Morris, no good. And with Wall and his passing last season, Chris, he became the all-time franchise leader in assists for the Wizards.
And I believe that it was Wes Unsell's record that he broke. I mean, that's great company to be in. Those two had different ways to get their assists, but both great passers. And you get the feeling Wall can still get better.
It's tipped. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. And it's Smith finishing it off.
But how about the speed there by Smith? He can intimidate you not just with the athleticism, but with his quickness in the open floor.
Washington's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. There's the pick. Wall against Smith. Meeks outside. That one, no good. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Smith the pass to Noel. Nowitzki, that's for 2. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Nowitzki's got 11 points.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
To the right side. Porter with the ball. Ready now by Barnes. Near the three-point line, it's Porter. And again, Washington, no good. Nowitzki kicks to Matthews. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
He's been in control here tonight, helping them get in front with his work from the field.
Here is Wall. He's got 8. With 1 on the clock, the shot, no good.
Nice work to get good position inside. You just can't quite get as good a look as he wants.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's Dallas leading by just 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick, what's your analysis of how your defense has done so far?
Well, they're getting too many open looks at threes. We're lucky they're missing a few. You know, with this team, they stretch out so much. You got to be really alert. You got to pay close attention to the details.
Rick, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel O'Neal. Wesley Matthews has been having a big night. He had 13 points and 1 rebound. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, they've gotten to the line tonight a lot. Basically, they're saying, I'm going to take it to you. And the only way you can stop me is to foul me. But here's the thing. If you're afraid to sacrifice your body, you'll never pick up a lot of free throws. So great job in the first half.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
The dome of the U.S. Capitol building looking absolutely grand as we make our return to Washington, D.C. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. One of the stories here, Wesley Matthews getting it done today.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. The Mavericks leading. A great scoring pair of wings. Beal the 2, Porter the 3. Morris and Gortat together down low. And it's Wall in at the 1 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
A lot of guys have great vision, but they're not always willing passers. Not the case with Smith. Very unselfish and aware of keeping his teammates involved.
So it's Washington now. The Mavericks making the shot. Morris with the screen for Wall. Pass to Morris. Matthews with the rebound.
Something affected him on that shot, and it wasn't the defense.
Nowitzki with the screen on Wall. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Barnes. Unable to get that one. Gortat with the defensive effort. Here's Beal. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Beal's got 8 points.
Like the vision from Porter. Not just looking for his own shot. Constantly looking to get it to the open man.
There's a screen by Noel. The drive by Smith. The kick out to Barnes. Barnes with another miss.
Well, look, his teammates are going to stop giving him the ball if he keeps taking shots like that.
Wall dishes to Morris. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. But take a look at the Warriors. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, there's the Mavericks. They're back in the 8th position.
You know, right now, Dallas, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
This makes you wonder, will they continue to be inconsistent as the season progresses? At this point, they look like they're still finding out their identity as a team, which is why they have struggled.
Nowitzki, good.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now here's Wall. 8 points for him. Gortat with a screen on Matthews. Beal hits the front of the rim and out.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that when he gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Here is Wall. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Tries a 3. Barnes with another miss. Wizards trail by 6. And stolen by Barnes. Beal with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. Beal's running. Shoots over Matthews. Beal's shot is good. Beal's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Wow, Beal is a talented scorer. Outstanding at maintaining concentration despite the intimidating defense.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Now here is Smith. He has 5. Outside Matthews. Goes back up, and the layup is up and in. Matthews has got the lead up to 6 now for the Mavs.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Beal with a screen for Wall. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Wall's got 10 points in the game.
Look, Wall is a point guard. His awareness is outstanding, especially when he comes to using these screens.
And Matthews kicks to Smith. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Porter. And here we go. Washington fast break. And the rejection by Noel. Fast break, here they come. Here's Nowitzki. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And Nowitzki is a lethal scorer. Feels like he can knock down any shot on the court.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Scott comes in for Markieff Morris. Kelly Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. And it's Frazier in for John Wall. And then for Dallas, Mejri, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. And it's Powell in for Dirk Nowitzki.
And they continue to control the glass.
Here's Barnes. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. And now an 8-point Maverick lead. Frazier kicks to Oubre. It's Beal on the wing. He's covered by Matthews. He took good advantage of that screen. And 12 points for Beal.
Beal's ability to find open space in those areas on the court, I mean, it's so impressive, especially off the pick and roll.
Feeds it to Powell. And stolen by Scott. Now Beal. He's got 12. Dishes to Frazier. The pass to Mahimi. Hands it from short range. Now just a 4-point Dallas lead. For Dallas, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Smith kicks to Matthews. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Beal gets a wide open look. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. And that's 15 points for Bradley Beal.
Don't forget, he had a 3 in the first half. He can really hurt you from out there.
Here's the screen. Smith kicks to Matthews. That one's off, still out of sync. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Outside Beal for the lead. And the shot falls short this time. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Smith. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Smith's got 7.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Matthews against Beal. Oubre kicks to Frazier. Mahimi passes to Scott. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Beal. For the tie. Beal with another miss.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Mavericks leading by 3. And Dwight Powell played all 4 seasons at Stanford for the Cardinal. Still filling out his frame.
He is, and you know, the knock on Powell was that he wasn't tough enough to battle inside at this level. But guy is a worker, basically sleeping in the gym, and with his length and athleticism, he's starting to figure it out.
And here's Frazier following the 3 from Wesley Matthews. It's Beal on the wing, guarded by Powell to the inside. And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Mahimi. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Beal. Dallas also making some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Curry comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smith. Now here's Barea. Right wing. Pass to Mejri. Powell with the screen. Here's Curry. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Curry's got 6. Wizards trail by 6. Frazier kicks to Oubre. Outside, Scott. Frazier dishes to Meeks. Here's Mahimi. Mavericks with the rebound.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barea. For Washington, they've gone 7 for 16 the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Mahimi, a screen on Barea. Frazier the pass to Scott. Scott with a screen on Barea. Here's Frazier. There's the foul. It's on Mahimi. That's his first foul. Mavericks leading by 6. Outside Curry. And Barea has it in the corner. Back to Curry. The second effort. Barea with a wide open look. Another miss by Barea. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And he banks in the layup. Meeks got his second bucket.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
Now here's Curry. He has 6. Another miss by Barea.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Well, sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Dallas shooting approximately 43% in the third quarter. Frazier kicks to Scott. Mahimi down low. 7 points in the game. Barea against Frazier. Here's Powell. That shot off. Nice D from Scott. Wizards trail by 4. Oubre kicks to Meeks. Here's Frazier. Drills the baseline jumper. Frazier's got his third bucket of the night. A minute 50 left here in the third quarter. Barea kicks to Powell. Meeks on the wing. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Frazier's got 3 assists now in this one.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now here's Barea. Outside Curry. Passes to Mejri. Now here's Curry. He's guarded closely. There's the foul. It's on Mahimi. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
So for the Wizards, Morris is checked in for Mike Scott. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Oubre, and it's John Wall in for Tim Frazier. Noel's checked in for the Mavericks. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Now here's Curry. He has 6. 6 to shoot. That one falls. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Morris against Nowitzki. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
You better respect how crafty Morris is. When he's deep inside, the defense is toast. I mean, even when they have a hand up.
There's a good screen. Pass to Finney-Smith. Wall with the steal. Here's Porter. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Wizards lead by 3.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Barea. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one.
A rare off quarter for him. Nothing seems to be going his way.
Porter, no luck. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Porter. Offensive rebound. Outside, Wall. Shoots over Barea. Misses. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Wizards lead by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Right now it's winning time, all right? Right now it's winning time. We got to make plays down there and down here.
Looking for the big push now, you can tell. Rick Carlisle asking his guys to take it up a notch, maybe finish this thing off.
Yeah, I mean, they've been fighting, biting, scratching, and clawing here all night, but this is where you need to zero in and close the door.
All right, the 4th quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. Curry is out there with J.J. Barea, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3.
People may not see how quick Porter is on these drives. Sometimes the D has no choice but to whack him. Well, it took some time to develop, but Otto Porter is starting to put everything together. He was considered a bit of a project when he came into the NBA, drafted 3rd overall, but all the promise is now being fulfilled as he is a great do-it-all forward.
Free throw good, Porter. And you forget at times that Otto Porter was taken 3rd overall, Chris, as you mentioned. He's shown great development. He's had a big jump in play year after year.
Yeah, but so often guys who are considered projects that are picked early, they never develop. Porter was a risk, but made sure he lived up to his draft spot.
And so he hits both.
You know, the versatility of Porter is huge. I mean, he's an outstanding perimeter defender. In addition, also, to being a proven scorer.
Barea dishes to Noel. The pass to Finney-Smith. Over Morris. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And he makes both free throws. Wizards leading by 3. There's the pick. And Wall kicks to Morris. Tips it. And the second chance effort by Gortat. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Oh, that's just the long arms of Gortat easily stretching out to gobble up rebounds.
There's a screen by Noel. Morris against Nowitzki. 4 on the clock. Gortat with the steal. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Wall. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound. Nowitzki's got his 5th rebound in this one. Barea against Wall. That one drops for him. 17 points for Nowitzki.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line. He's out competing guys.
It's stolen by Curry. He kicks it to Noel. Tries again. Nowitzki outside. Back to Curry. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. They set the screen. Gortat with the rebound.
Defensively, they could have done better. That's an open look he'd like to have back.
Here's Wall. The 17-footer goes down. And the Wizards lead by 5.
Wall is a crafty defender. Look, he loves getting his hands in the passing lanes. He's phenomenal at stealing the ball.
Wall against Barea. Wall with the steal. And Gortat gets it to go in on the assist by Wall. Gortat's got the lead up to 7 now for Washington. Barea against Wall. Noel passes to Barea. There's a screen by Noel. And it's Nowitzki penetrating, and easy 2 points on the layup. Nowitzki's got 19 points.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Well, he's been lights out all game. No one can deny that, but I'm not sure his efforts will be enough to get his team to win.
Basket good. 14 points for Marcin Gortat.
Oh, look, I just like how Gortat is using his size inside. He has a wonderful touch on these interior shots.
And the Mavericks call time here.
A lot of players who are the age of Gortat would have started to slow down a bit. He's bucking that trend and continues to produce well. A very steady presence for his team in the paint.
Bradley Beal's checked in for Washington. Then for the Mavericks, Barnes, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Matthews comes in for Curry, and Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
Chris, with Gortat, as you mentioned, he's right up there in age, but he's still doing what he's done his whole career.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with just how efficient Gortat has been as a scorer his whole career. He knows exactly what he can do and can't do in the paint when he's facing up. He has a career field goal percentage that's around 55, and that's very strong numbers for him. An ideal start for him from the field. I mean, he hasn't missed a thing yet.
There's a screen by Noel. Matthews dishes to Barnes. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. That's a 2 from Smith. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
And I just love how Smith is ready to shoot as soon as he gets the ball, measuring the shot as the pass is en route.
Now here's Gortat. They set the pick. Morris a screen. Wall attacking over Smith. Again, the miss by Wall. Mavericks trail by 7. Smith outside. There's a screen by Noel. Back to Smith. 5 on the clock. The kick out to Barnes. Misses the 3. Wizards leading by 7. Beal the pass to Gortat. Barnes against Porter. Morris a screen. Here's Beal. Lays it up and banks it in. Beal's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Oh, I like watching Beal go to town inside. He has a great understanding for how to score close to the bucket.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here is Smith. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
For Washington, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Morris with the screen for Wall. Morris inside. He's against Nowitzki. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Morris isn't afraid of getting whacked. In fact, he welcomes it when he's going up to shoot.
Well, you look at Markieff Morris, and you see a player, Greg, who is finally meeting his potential.
And you know what? Give credit to Morris because he's fallen in line with the team and the staff here. I think he's always had the talent to be an impact player. It just took a structured situation for him to really flourish, and I think he's found a home here in Washington.
And he makes the first.
You know, I like Morris. He's a valuable contributor on both ends of the floor. Now, he's a sniper from deep, and he can definitely lock you up on D as well.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Over in the corner, Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Now here's Wall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Speed, the precision of Wall is just electrifying. Exceptional at knifing into the D and forcing them to foul him.
The first one falls.
Well, there's a few things that make Wall important to his team, but I think the #1 factor is his leadership. His guys look to him to set the tone on both ends, and he doesn't disappoint.
And so John Wall nails both of them. And Chris, during your playing days, you were on some incredibly talented teams and also some teams that were destined to come up short, so to speak. How big was the difference in the culture between a team who might contend for a title and the culture of a team that is just trying to grow and become a good team?
You can tell the minute that you walk into an organization which team that you're playing for, whether it's a team finding identity or a team that believes in themselves. And it's a big difference. It's a difference in the way that the winners approach every day. It's a difference in the way that you take your job serious or that you approach the small things and pay attention to the details. And so you notice when you're in a good culture and a bad culture, and it all starts at the top. And hopefully, if you're fortunate to stay in this league a long time, long enough, you'll be around the right culture. But the right culture is just doing all the positive things when no one is watching and then hoping for great results. And when you do that, I think you're in a great culture.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
So it's Washington now. Outside, Beal. That's a floater go. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
Oh, look, I love the confidence of Beal, but when you work that hard in the offseason, you have a jump shot that wet, I guess it's easy to embrace the punishment.
He's off on the first.
Out of sync at the line. It's really been a consistent problem for this team.
And the second free throw, good.
Now, the potential this kid, Bill, has is incredible. He's already a dynamic scorer. He continues to get better every offseason.
Here's a screen by Noel. Here's Barnes. He can't hit that time. Gortat with the defensive effort. Beal with it. Matthews covering. The dish now to Porter. Now the feed to Wall. Fires the three, and Porter is good for three. And the Wizards lead by 12.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
I mean, yeah, you can't break down. Not now. Defensively, at this point, I mean, you're already too far in the hole.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last two possessions. They're going that way.
Wall against Smith. A nice shot by Wall. Wall's got 10 points in just the second half.
When Wall gets going, he's an unstoppable force. He's an offensive beast who can score in many ways.
They set the pick. Nowitzki a screen. Matthews against Beal. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, easy call.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Both free throws good from Matthews. Wizards leading by 9. And here's Wall. He feeds it to Gortat. And the rejection by Noel. Fast break Dallas. Smith's running. Here's Matthews. Great D that time from Beal. Washington's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line. It's going to be Beal shooting. It's going to be on Dennis Smith.
And it's the little things that Marcin Gortat is so good at that helps you at that center position. His awareness of space, strong in the pick and roll, and also a solid finisher at the rim.
Throw good, Beal. And with Gortat, it's those little things like setting timely screens or Greg moving to open up room for others that make him so valuable.
And Kevin, he is deadly in the pick and roll. One of the best screeners in terms of his effectiveness to create space. And usually he's near the top of the league in terms of baskets that are created off of his screens. I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
It's taken away by Smith. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on John Wall.
I love how hard Smith goes to the rim. Just remarkable at driving to the rack and taking the contact.
Both free throws good from Smith. Wizards leading by 8. There's a screen by Gortat. And Wall kicks to Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 24 points for Beal.
Look, I like the shooting motion that Beal has. He has a high release. That helps him on those deep balls.
Dallas calls timeout.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
Mavericks trail by 11. Smith with it. Kicks to Barnes. Washington with the rebound. Gortat's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. On the wing, Porter. To the paint, here's Morris. The putback.
And doesn't he just have a nose, a knack for the basketball? He is by far their best rebounder.
You're exactly right. Just has a nose for the ball, a sense of exactly where he needs to be.
And it's good, 2 points. Barnes has got 6 here in this quarter.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Beal can't get it to go. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Matthews dishes to Nowitzki. Over Morris. Nowitzki, no good. Washington leading now by 9. Wall with it. Now Smith defending. And Wall kicks to Morris. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Morris throws it down.
Wow. The size of Morris helps him down low, especially when he decides to sky high for the dunk.
Smith the pass to Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. We've got 1:08 left in the 4th. Washington's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Wall. A shot that time, not on target. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. A drive by Barnes. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
And really a good defensive effort there to protect the rim, but the positioning just too good. Got to deny him the ball before he gets to that spot.
Now here's Wall. It's stolen by Smith.
Not completely over, but it's getting close.
Yeah, we know some crazy stuff happens out there, but everything would have to go their way for him to finish this off.
Now here's Wall. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. There's 25 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. And so here is Dallas, trailing by 10. Noel, a screen on Wall. Over in the corner, Barnes. It's good, the assist that time from Smith.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defense is adjusting.
Outside, Wall. And so it's the Wizards with the W. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Mark. You guys were all business tonight. No joking or fooling around. What was the approach?
You know, we come into the game prepared, more focused. We got a lot of energy, and, you know, basically it was an overall good game for us.
Very good performance, Mark. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.